Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? Well, I hope everything with you today is copacetic as the weather gets warmer and warmer on the East Coast. It's in its 60s here, right?
Yes.
So I'm just glad to be back, and I'm feeling better each and every day. However, with no further ado, let's just get into it with the housewives of Atlanta. Now, before we get started, I have something I need to say.
Okay.
I have been behind, so I had to get caught up. What episode are we in now?
This is episode 6.
We're in the 6th episode.
Yes.
Okay, so they usually have about 12 episodes, somewhere around that, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
But nevertheless, I have to tell you how I feel about it. Now, like I said, I'm neutral. I'm trying to be neutral, but I have a pet peeve. This is my pet peeve. I feel disjointed with the show. I don't know if it's Kenya gone. I don't know what it is. It's just like I feel like the show lacks something.
That is true.
I feel like it doesn't hold. Maybe because I don't know if it's the cast. I don't know what it is. It just feels like the show lacks something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the girls are bringing it. And I think one of the things that I do not like is I don't like Brit, is she?
Yes.
I don't like Brit at this season, at this episode, is like relishing in the fact that she hates Kenya.
Yes.
The thing for me is that now I've been thinking about this. Both girls were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And until Brit can see where she went wrong,
Yes.
because she didn't get laid off or fired.
Mm-hmm.
She feels as though she's all on Andy Cohen's show. She's gloating. Kenya Moore, first of all, didn't put those pictures on there. Maybe she didn't. Maybe an angry lover. I don't know. She keeps saying that she was young.
Yes.
Nevertheless, you can get emancipated at 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I hold her in some degree and her parent that she was out there doing stuff like that. That doesn't mean that I agree with Kenya, but it's so double standard to me because Kenya gets suspended.
Yes.
And Kenya gets suspended, and Brit, after threatening with a weapon, she gets to stay.
Yes.
Now, we can go on morning, noon, and night about how Kenya was wrong, how dirty she was. Look, everyone knows that when you go low, Kenya goes to hell. Come on. Now, I'm not saying this right, and I hope that she turned over a new leaf.
Yes.
I do. However, I feel as though it's unfair for Bravo to let Brit walk free and allow her, even on this episode, to dog out Kenya and be angry with the women because they are talking to her as if her slate is clean. You threaten her. You called her out her name. You tried to read her. And Kenya is not the type of person, clearly, to take it lying down. I hope she's better for it. But because Brit gets to go on, it just seems so unfair and it throws the show off.
Yeah.
The show is not right. It's an imbalance. It's imbalanced. Now, my other pet peeve is it's like we're looking to Portia to save the day. She can't do it. Her storyline is weak. It's old. We'd have known all about it. I'm bored with it. When she sat there and talked about how Pilar, this, that, and the other, Pilar have a daddy. So I just felt like it ain't given. And when I think about Drew, and I think about Drew and him, it's just not given to me. Now, I'm not saying that I like Kelly, and I like, what's the older woman?
Angela.
And another thing, and Shamira, what's her name? Shamira. What I don't like about Shamira is I like her, but what I don't like about her character is she plays the wall.
She do.
She plays with everyone.
Mhm.
She likes trying to be the peacekeeper, but all at the same time, she's so far up Portia tail that she's getting lost in it to me at this point. I really like her, but Portia can say anything to her and she's okay with it. I have an issue with that. I don't like it. The friendship, it seems fake. It's very lopsided, and I don't like it. I don't like Britt playing the martyr. I don't like it. It's so imbalanced that I find myself bored. I do. And I'm saying this because I really want the new cast, but something's lacking. I don't know if it's Kenya. I don't know what it is. It lacks something. It needs
been lacking.
And I think the older woman, I don't want Angela. Now, what I like about Angela is because Angela called Britt out on her mess.
She did.
What do you mean? You're trying to blame Kenya for the demise of your business. First of all, Kenya didn't put those pictures out there. Kenya, somebody sent the pictures to Kenya.
Yes.
Who? I don't know. Portia saying it was somebody in one of the girls. Could have been. I don't know. I'll dig into that later, but that's not my issue. My issue is stop trying to play the role of the martyr. You did it. You did this. Baby Clone, what did you tell me that they taught you in school? Now tell me this. They said they taught you this in school, right? What did they teach you?
To be careful what we post on the internet, because in the future, future employers and employees can see that content and they can judge you, and it can get in the way of your career.
So when Baby Clone told me that, see, I grew up, we didn't have none of this. So we had computers and stuff and Windows and stuff like that in college, but it was so new. I mean, I remember when you did, what's that one? Facts something that was new. I grew up in those time of education when the internet was fresh and robust, and they called it Windows, and they had the big screens, and it wasn't those little apple bottoms over there. You know, the apple bottom jeans. It wasn't that. So for me, when Baby Cone recalled that, that made me realize they do teach children that. Yes. And for Britt to not do that. In other words, everywhere she's go, it's like she finally did what she wanted to do. I think Bravo was unfair because they both should have been gone. Both. Had now we could say that Kenya should have talked about it. Kenya should have asked, you know what? I don't know. I don't care. It's something lacking. I don't like it that they calling her the ghost and playing. It's not good. I don't like it. And from what I understand today, they all been talking to Kenya, and Britt is mad about it.
Yes.
But I love what's the older woman lady? Angela, that calls them all out on their crap. That's a grown-up. That's a boss. That's what I like. That to me. Now, at this point, I'm just saying this because I don't know no other name to reckon. She remind me of a mature Nene of the bunch, not petty, that she's weighing it out. I like her because she is being honest. In other words, you need to own your part. You need to own your part in this. To blame all of this on Kenya is not fair. Own your part. Now, a big girl would say, I understand why she did it. It was low, it was dirty, but I called this girl every name under the sun, not a child of God. I cussed her out, I effed her, as what Britt does when she get angry. Yep. She has a potty mouth in a severe way. So she can't control her tongue. Her tongue is unruly and it stirs up the course of hell. And so for her to not acknowledge that, to say, I feel as though Kenya did this, but this is big girl stuff. I was wrong. She had a right to be angry. I don't have to like it, just like she didn't like it. And not only I went back and listened to it again, not only did she say she had weapons, she had weapons because she did say whips. And allegedly, she carries one with her in her purse.
Yep, allegedly.
That's what they were saying.
Mhm.
So I feel a way that this has something about the show is off. It doesn't seem balanced. It doesn't seem fair. And it just seemed like Bravo chose the side and it just not working for the show. Now, maybe, maybe things can turn around, but I can tell you this. I really don't give a John Brown hootenanny about Portia's marriage. It's been going on. She only been married for not even 2 years. She got a divorce. She got married for that house. She got married because she tried to keep up with Shamir, and it all blew up in her face because when she realized she was married under a scam. Mm-hmm. Now she wants out.
Yep.
But you still want that house. Mm-hmm. And from what I understand, I heard allegedly, because I think I heard it, that one of her Rolls Royce is about to get repossessed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I hear it right?
Yeah, you did
so
hear that right.
All this phony living. Now, also, I do like the fact that Portia is maturing, but she can't carry this show. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 6, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe I came in expecting that she was going to bring it up. Same old Portia. Same old, I don't have pity for her. You stole that man from that woman. Mm-hmm. You get what you get. This is what I'm saying. Karma is karma. Kenya is paying her karma. And Britt, you are paying yours.
That's true.
You both are. Mm-hmm. Take it as a lesson. For you to sit up there and say, y'all talking to her, no one chastised you. They all dismantled.
Yep, they did.
They all went home as if y'all saying, we used to the pow-pow. For me, I'm a classy broad. I wouldn't have taken that lightly at all. Because I don't know you and I don't know the mind of you. I could know you for years, but the day you threaten me, I don't know you because I don't hang around with thugs. Can I say what I want to say? Mm-hmm. Excuse my language. I don't hang around with thug bitches. And that's what she come off as. She comes off as a street girl, somebody who lives in the street, somebody who lives the life of sex and decadence. And then you want us to respect you, but can I say what I want to say? Mm-hmm. You dress like a hoe.
Yes, you really did at that peace lunch.
And even in it, so you say you want to change, but I don't see the classiness in you or your mouth. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just got to step out of your own feeling and say, she did. I hope she got it out of her. But you, Britt, think that you are in a high order. You think you didn't deserve it. You put those pictures out there. You didn't scrub your thing. That's you. You can't blame Kenya for doing what she did. Kenya may have hurt you, but Kenya did more hurt to herself. That's what Kenya have to learn. You, Britt, you hurt you. You didn't clean that stuff up. Mm-hmm. You can't blame Kenya because Kenya went dirty and had somebody to find these pictures. Yeah. So now that I got that off my chest because I haven't been here for a while, and now I'm saying I'm being objective and sharing how I feel about the whole thing. Both ladies should have been suspended. And I hate the way that Andy Cohen is letting her gloat and as if she did nothing wrong. I don't care who you are. I bet you if it was a police there and she said something like that, they would have checked her purse, apprehended her. That was a threat. And I'm not saying Kenya is right. I'm just saying both girls should have been gone because it was both obnoxious for the both of them. Mm-hmm. Period. But Kenya didn't hurt you really, dear. You hurt you. Kenya hurt Kenya. Mm-hmm. Now, maybe because we put her on a high pedestal, but I know Kenya. I remember Kenya with the fan. I remember Portia. I remember them fighting. I know when you go low, Kenya go lower. It was just not the time at that place. I didn't really get to see it. I don't know. But I'm just going by testimonies, how beautiful it was. Now, she looked beautiful. And I know after she did it, and I know when Cynthia walked out, I could see that she had remorse.
Oh, okay.
I saw it. But she had to do it. It was like, I had to fight her. You didn't have to fight her. You had already won the battle. And that's what I hope Kenya learned from all of this. You don't have to go low, sweetie. You already had won, but you did a deficit to yourself. But let me be clear. This is nothing you can't rise from. Nothing. And if I don't know, but I'm guaranteeing you that this girl Brit is going to have trouble with other people because she's very argumentative.
Yes.
First of all, she's got a husband that it treats her lackadaisical. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really show her emotion like that. I don't know what they have. It's just not right. When she went to hug him when she was sitting on the chair, mm-hmm. and it ain't right. So whatever is going on with you is going to be exposed. I just don't see her being in this show next year.
No.
She brings it down. She brings it down. And that's all I'm saying. Now, I like Angela. Is that the older woman?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me for calling you an older woman, but I don't know what else to say when I'm learning your name. So, baby Cone, let's just get started.
Okay.
Did I do the most?
No.
Well, I was being me.
Because this is what this episode was all about, the ladies graveling with the reality of what just happened.
And making fun about it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone pretty much was not in fan of what Kenya did. That was for sure.
But no one is holding Brett for what Angela. She did. Angela and what's the other girl name? The old one, the actress, the singer, the one to do anything to get to the top.
Drew?
I thought she did when she was at the table.
Oh, okay. She could have.
I think she said something about accountability. Something about, two wrongs don't make a right.
Mm-hmm.
But they both learn from that. You're suffering in your way, but it isn't fair. And I'm so glad that Angela didn't let you get away with it, that you lost your license. She stopped her. How? Mm-hmm. Don't blame Kenya for your mess.
Yes.
Don't do that. She didn't say that, but that's what she alluded to. Mm-hmm. And then Britt have a nerve to say, you're all here and Kenya is still here, as if you didn't start it.
Right.
You brought this on yourself. This is the karma you pay. But I bet you'll clean your page now. You better take it from that younger generation. I don't know how old she is. I'm somewhere she's in her 30s. But you better take it from that younger generation that says you better be careful what you put out today because it might come back and bite you in the butt tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's what you told me.
Yep. 100%.
So how you going to blame Kenya for that? And it's not that I'm taking up for Kenya. She get her just reward. Mm-hmm. Just like you going to pay for yours.
Yes. Okay. I think we pretty much covered Britt because even Britt brought her mom on the show and even was crying to her mom.
And her mother just seemed so disjointed.
Yeah.
Like I care, but
kind of like the way her husband treated it.
Yeah, like girl, you was a humdinger. Nobody could tell you nothing. She was treated like you was always fast. But girl, I understand. Because if that was my daughter and she did that, I swear to you and heaven above, I would say, you brought it on yourself, sis. I love you to death, but I'm not going to sit there and give you petticoats. I'm going to say you did it to yourself. Mm-hmm. Be careful. Clean that stuff up. Get over it. Get over it. That is what I would say to you. Say I wouldn't.
Yeah, you
would. I said it. You brought it on yourself. You can't blame nobody for what you've done. I don't give a damn how old you was, how young you was. You wasn't that young.
Yeah.
You wasn't that young.
You could be in high school.
You was in high school. So you had to be what? At least 16 years old. Mm-hmm. What are you doing snob jobs at that? How old were you? How old were you? 16? Were you 17? Were you 18, 19, 20, 21? Because you could stay in school till 21 years old.
That's true.
So how old were you?
But then she said when she was in her early 20s, she was a webcam girl. So
she chose this life. And now, because it comes back to bite you in the booty, now you want to blame Kenya. Girl, this is all on you. And if the world don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. Because I came here to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, somebody needed to be fair.
Because I have no race in it. Because the show lacking something. I don't know what it is. But I do love the fact that Angela is her name. She's bringing it. She's calling them out. She's not doing. I love that. But that's one of the things about a woman that has experience and that's been married and older and is going through menopause.
Yeah, that's true.
You said she's 62 years old. She's going through menopause. So I understand where she's at. Her purging days are over. She is in full menopause, if that's the age she's in. Now, some people can go in full menopause at 53 years old, like I did. But I thought, I got to say this, I thought I knew what hot flashes was. I really did, until I've been on this prednisone. Now, I guess I never had them, because I guess I never had the hots. I never experienced that. So I guess it varies for other people. But for me, I would go through places where I would just get depressed. I had other symptoms, but I didn't go through the hot flashes. And I thought I was, but now what now? I never experienced it. Like where you at a table fanning, I never had the experience until I got sick. And this is having nothing to do with menopause or anything like that. Go ahead, baby. But that woman is suffering with that thing, isn't she?
She really
But
is.
there is medicine that you can take, hormones, but it's a risk of cancer. So, I didn't go through it like that. So I went to go raw. I didn't want to take anything when I was going through my menopause. So go ahead, baby.
Yeah, outside of the whole Brit and Kenya, storyline, we got a little bit insight into Kelly and her relationship. We got to see her daughter, and they went through a yoga session for some therapy, or just learn to release.
It's so funny because her daughter said, I'd rather see a therapist.
Yes.
Than to go through these meditation sessions. I thought that was so funny. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
Go. I just thought that was funny. That must be boring. I'd rather see a therapist. Just think about that for a moment. Than to have these sessions with you, Mom. Go ahead. And she's by another man. So I learned something. Okay.
Yes. But Kelly was opening, during that session, we learned that Kelly we found out that her ex-husband has previously been released from jail or prison. He's been released. And she's trying to get a child support payment from him because
$10,000 he owed.
$10,000.
And she said he only made one payment.
Yes. And so that's one stress that she's going through during this process. And apparently he wants to have some sort of custody or no custody over these children. He's trying to be in their lives.
He don't want to be in their lives.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know.
I thought so because Chance was the name of... he doesn't want custody of the 4 kids.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He only had 2. How many children she have? She had 4.
4.
And 3 of them are by him. Okay.
Yes. Even the daughter said, well, he ain't trying to get no custody of me. But okay. So that's what we're
now. My issue is this. Now maybe I'm wrong. You all can write me in and let me know. If I got money like that and you don't want to deal with the kids, then we cool. We cool. The kids know.
That's true. They do.
So, it is what it is. It's just us kids. And you go on with your life. Because if you don't really if you want to see the kids, then you got to pay to play. If you don't really care about your kids, and I'm living a robust life, and I don't need your money, we're fine. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to see these kids and get credit, and you're not going to be in their lives, and you're going to pay. If you don't want to do that, me and the kids will be fine. Now, when they get 18 and they decide that they want to be with you and hang out with you, so be it. But I am not going to sit up there and go to court, fight this and that over money when I already have it. That's just me. Now, I can see it if I ain't have it. But if I got money, I don't need your money. Okay? So go. Do you, boo, because these kids are going to be successful and you're going to miss them and you're going to need them one day. And one day you're going to want to take credit, but they won't be there for you because you didn't want the responsibility.
That's
and
true.
Because I can afford the life for my kids. You can go ahead on and skip rocks on whatever. You can skip rocks on whatever boulevard it is.
I like that. You read Kelly. Well, you read Kelly's ex-husband.
Now I wouldn't bother because see, for me, fighting is when you don't have, but when you have, I don't get that. I don't. But you won't see these kids. You have to pay to play. Go ahead, baby.
That was some good stuff. Now, also speaking of more divorces, let's talk about the situation with Drew and Ralph. About how every third weekend he gets to come up and enjoy the house and she has to leave. And he came up a little bit too early.
No.
He was on time.
He was on time.
Yes.
But she was the one. But it just seems to me, I'm sorry for cutting you off, baby Crone, only because I haven't spoken in a long time. You know I love you. Just let me have a moment.
I got you.
And I've been so behind. So I've been falling and feasting and watching and learning. And because I'm so behind, this is why I'm like that. But I'll taper down. My problem with Drew is every time she gets with him, she finds a fault to talk about something. Now, this may be wrong, but when her ex-husband or going to be ex-husband, what's his name?
Ralph.
Said, I pay all the bills. Mm-hmm. You mean to tell me you can't pay $100 for a daggone
exterminator?
Now, I felt that. And made an argument about it. Got in the car flustered.
She did.
I don't get that.
That's looking for fault.
I just try every time he comes. She was outside. Can I talk to you, Ralph?
Yes.
Can I? And she's okay. Okay, go ahead. But it just gets to be like she's like a net. Like, what do you want? You're supposed to pay everything. I can't stand when people get petty. You could have paid it. That's nothing. Nothing. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah, but then she said you could talk it up with the lawyer.
He said, I pay everything. It's an oversight. You mean to tell me you couldn't pay the bill? And she was flustered.
Yes.
Over something he said was less than $100. Are you serious, Jew? Mm-hmm. That's me.
She said that she has too much on her plate with this divorce that she can't worry about paying the exterminator bill.
You got the whole house.
Exactly.
He's in the basement. He gets to come up and you mad because he came up on time. And you know, now if he would have came if he would have came 10 minutes, she would have beat because she's always looking for a fault with him.
Yes.
Girl, please, child, pay that daggone bill. Mm-hmm. If you really need an exterminator, I wouldn't even worry about that. What about you?
No, I wouldn't have.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. Things get petty unnecessarily with Drew. She just looking. Why don't y'all just sell the house and go your separate ways? Mm-hmm,
honestly.
Go ahead.
And I think that's why she can.
Because obviously he can keep the house and he can afford it.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently, she can.
Exactly. He's the one paying all the bills. But no, I think that's the reason why Drew says that she can relate to what Portia's going through with her divorce and how Portia's struggling.
Portia didn't have to struggle. She stole that man. Let's keep it 100 and let's keep it 102. Portia was in this for the money. When Portia realized it wasn't like that and she was what do you call them?
A swindler.
Is they swindlers or scammers?
Swindler.
I think it's a scammer.
A scammer.
I use swindler.
Yes.
That's the old way. So when she realized she was with a scammer and she was living a life less than she wanted out. And so Portia wanted a house and a Rolls Royce she can't afford. Now, I don't know if Simon House is paid for, but I don't think she should get that man's house. I don't care right or wrong. He had that house before her. And Portia just trying to live a vida loca.
Mm-hmm, she really is. She's trying to live that Shamia life.
Get a Shamia husband.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's speaking of Shamia, because she was like, you guys are going to hear my song one way or another. She is working with a particular producer called RL, who's a very good producer that has worked with many people. And she's just really happy that she has somebody that can work and collaborate with music with her to get her career kind of
up and up running.
Yeah. So, yep, that was one thing. She made sure she sung her song. She made sure she talked to Portia about it. She made sure that we got to hear that song uninterrupted, no matter how much Portia didn't want us to hear it.
But I thought Portia take the high road, and it is good to see Portia take a high road, but she's not bringing nothing to the table. And you said six seasons and 6 episodes in, she ain't bringing it.
No,
well, I'll have to see more. Give me a couple. I'm just a little let down by Portia because she doesn't bring anything. The only thing Portia brings to this show is fashion.
That's true.
And looks.
Yep. That's Portia's brand.
That's her brand. She brings fashion and she brings looks. That is what she brings. Some of these girls are dressing over the top.
That is true.
It's just too much. Who walk around with gowns? I'm not talking about sundresses. When they in their confessionals, it's just really too much. It's so old, really. It looks goofy, really. And I know that's not even glam. Who lives like that? Yes. It's just too much.
But that was really pretty much this
That's
episode.
it?
Yeah, because it was, like I said, it was all about the ladies adjusting to the fact that Kenya's missing and addressing the elephant in the room, Britt.
And she's not having any accountability. And honestly, as I'm a part of the Grown and Sexy crew, and I could say this, I would say, I know that I hurt her. For her to go this low, I hurt her. And I'm sorry for that. But you don't hear that.
No, you don't.
You don't hear no forgiveness. All you hear is me. What she did to me. She deserved it. No, she didn't. You both did. You went low on that woman. You read her from the tutor to the rooter.
Yes.
You read her from the neck up to the daggone feet down. You read her. You called her every name under the Son of God. You were obnoxious and rude, and then threatened her with a pow, and whip.
Yes.
No, girl. I tell you, it couldn't be me. Only once. Now, would I handle it Kenya way? Of course not, because I would have cut all ties with you at that point. You think you was dissed by me. You think I didn't like you. I would have dismissed, when she even dismissed the flowers, it was enough. And that's my thing with Kenya. But I can forgive because we make mistakes because that's what happens when you let hate and resentment get in. It clouds your view. And that's what happened. You allowed that woman who came in there to knock you off your throne on one of the most biggest days of your life. You gave her that glory when you had already won the game. And that is what I hope you learn, Kenya. I hope that when you come back, if you should come back, which I hope you come back, because maybe it will do something missing in the show. That's all I got. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I know Portia can't fix it. And I thought Shamia would be able to.
I did too.
Shamia is too all over the place. She's too fickle to me. She's fickle.
Yep, she wants to stand out, but also support Portia.
She wants to support Portia or at all costs. See, the moment you denied that I sang that record, we would have had a problem. Okay, so I don't know. They playing games. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And you don't need Portia. And what another thing about Shamia, I know she tried to bring the woosah in, but she's getting swallowed up. And all the girls, and I don't see her standing strong to me. She's like a good sidekick.
Yes.
She's a sidekick girl, She probably wouldn't last on the show but a few seasons because she really doesn't bring anything but her fabulous life. But when she started off, it did. But because when you are trying to please everybody and And then when you have your friends and it's just not good. This is the way I see it. I may not be explaining it at the best of my ability, but that's just the way I see it. But I do like the other girl. What's her name?
Kelly?
I like Kelly because she stands alone. She's independent.
Yes.
She tell you what she thinks. She walked out, this and that. She a ride or die like a Be-More girl. I like that about her. I also like Angie.
Angela.
I like those because you see their independence. I don't see that with Shamia. She's still hiding like she needs the approval of Portia like a baby sister. She says what she has to say when the camera is on her.
That's
but
true.
When she's in the group of people, she gets swallowed up and she suck up to what everybody say. Or she'll take her drink and drink like an alcoholic.
That's true.
I don't like that. I'm kind of disappointed in her, but that's my opinion and the way I see it. I guess by her being on the show, understanding how the show works, I thought that she would bring more of her and not her kissing up to Portia.
That's true.
And the other ladies, she gets lost. But when she gets in those confessionals, she's sassy, she's fresh, she says stuff. But when she get around, she get lost to me. And I can't see her lasting much longer. She just a side chick on the show, like a filler. You know, we need people like Portia. In spite of all, Portia does have her own personality. She stands out. I don't see that with Shamia. I see Shamia still in the little engine that could. You know, when she get at the table, you see her, the only thing she could bring is, can we all get a hello and just have peace and love? Girl, nobody want to hear that.
That's true. That's what she brings to the table. And
it's good, but it isn't enough.
Yeah, it's not
because
enough.
You got two of her. One in the confessional and one when she's around the girls. Yeah. And she seemed like she get lost in that. So if everybody said, I'm mad at Kenya, she'd be like, I'm mad at Kenya too. But I tell you who wouldn't be that way. Angie.
Yeah, Angela.
Angela and Britt. No, not Britt. Kelly. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Britt start having trouble with other women because she's already having trouble with Angela because Angela called her out on her lies and BS. Mm-hmm. Baby, can't say something for about a minute because I don't want nobody to think I overtalk you. I am, but only because I've been gone a lot and I had to get it all out. I missed this so much. Go ahead, baby. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was really pretty much it for this episode. Everybody.
How do you tie it up though? What do you have to? What is your sum up? I know you like, Mom, you said it all.
You did.
But what do you say? How do you do this episode?
Well, as I've said, this show, you said that the show is missing something. Feel like the show is missing something.
That's true.
It didn't capture me since day one.
That is true. That is true.
It did start getting good with Kenya, but then once I realized Kenya's show,
it took something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she kept it lively, I guess she brought the nostalgia of the old way where Portia was gone. I guess Kenya brought it up.
Oh, yes. Speaking of which, you was talking about how you don't like the way Portia fits in with the new cast members.
I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. There's something missing. Something ain't right about it. I don't know. And not all the girls. I don't know. I know that I know that Britt needs to go.
Yeah, she definitely needs
to go. She's arguing with Angela.
I know.
And Angela is just asking her how.
Yes.
But I love Angela. See, Angela's like me. I would like to believe that because Angela like, look, girl, I ain't going to say about I just asked you a question. Mm-hmm. And you're going to rain fury on me.
Yes.
Come on, make it make sense because you're lying.
Mm-hmm.
I do this. This is what I do. Oh, she read her. She read it. They had to get up and switch the chairs and say, they had to pay Simon Says move. And I'm telling you, I love that. And I think that that's what I love. She reminds me of a retained and a refined and a mature Nene. That is like, I'm with you guys. But I'm going to always keep it 100. Yes, and I hope that she keeps that with the show. As far as the other girl with the pink dress, Drew, what's her name?
The one in the pink dress. Yeah,
Drew, same drama, same thing. It's just old. She ain't bringing nothing. Not to me.
She's trying to bring her music career.
But I do like her there. But she just seemed like a new girl in the cast to me with an old story.
Surprisingly, yes.
Did I sum that up right?
Yeah, you summed up. Yep, you summed up Drew perfectly. Yeah, she feels like a new girl from an old story.
Yeah, that's how she seemed to me. Same thing with Portia, but Portia's bringing looks and fashion. I like that, but her storyline at this point, and we 6 episodes in, not good. I am not interested. It ain't nothing she could tell me about her and Simon or her baby girl, God bless the baby, that I hear about, because Simon is not your baby daughter. And you want to play, let's be a family. When it's over, it's over. Mm-hmm. It wasn't his child. It was his child while you married. You didn't want that man. You want that man house. So how is he supposed to feel? Have a relationship with Polera when Polera father loved her very much, apparently. Mm-hmm. What is he supposed to do? He has no parental rights. Mm-hmm. You're over. Get over it. So telling that sad story didn't move me at all. And
she's another one trying to play victim.
Another one victim. But girl, I can't. And I love it that what's the girl, Kelly? Mm-hmm. Always jabbing jokes. Don't steal another woman's husband. I love it. I know it eats her up every time, because if it was me, every time she say it, I would be like, that heifer. She's just trying to hurt my feelings, because it's got a sting. Mm-hmm. Because Kelly don't care. That's what I'm saying. I like Kelly for the show. I like her. As long as she stays sweet, and long as she stay honest, and as long as she stay fair.
Yes.
But what I like about her, she's a friend to a friend.
Yes, she definitely is.
You mess with my friend, you mess with me. And I like that. And like she said, I like Kenya. But when Kenya did it, you my friend. And I'm like that. So I like that, So you don't really have nothing to say. I said it all.
Yep, you said it all pretty much. You said it all pretty much.
I've been thinking about this all night and all day to figure out, what do I say to these things? Because I had been so behind. So bear with us. And just know I'm just excited to be back. And it's just that I really haven't, it's just that I was too sick to have a thought. And now that my mind is starting to be regulated and the articulation of my speech is coming, I'm like, but I will settle down as I do in my way. Be all right. Baby Crone, do you have anything to say? You just glad I'm here, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
See, she loves it when I do this, don't you?
I do.
So don't think that this is an imbalance. This is just how we balance each other off. But don't know, you all know, when Baby Crone go off, she go off in her Baby Crone-ish way.
I do.
She's a sweetie, okay? So, but when she read Baby Crone read, right?
Yes.
So you just glad for me to take these mature topics. Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand it, and I'm willing to do it. So with that being said, do you have anything you want to say?
I hope the show can get better.
It's something, it lacks something.
It does lack something.
I don't know what it is. Is it me? You tell me.
Yes.
I don't know. It's something not right about it. Mm-hmm. I find myself, we had to look at it again because I found myself getting bored.
Yeah, I did fall asleep in the last 20
but
minutes.
But I like Angela. Mm-hmm. She brings life and spice for me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like her. And I like
Kelly.
I like Kelly. And is there anybody else at the table? Everybody else seems like they're getting washed up.
They are. Everybody else is getting washed up.
Other than Britt, she seemed too self-indulgent in her own. It's like she don't like herself. And so it's like she blames everybody for the choices that she made.
That is true. She did.
And for that, baby, you got to pay karma. Pay it today and not tomorrow. Own it. Forgive Kenya. Own it. And own it and say, I did her wrong. She came after me. Mm-hmm. There is no fair. There's no fair in war. Okay? When you at war, and you called war, and you got it.
You did.
You both did. You both paying a price. Deal with that. Deal with it. Own it. And stop trying to blame Kenya for what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya paying, and you have to pay too. I just think that they did this. It is not good, and it doesn't make the show look like it's fair.
No, not at all.
At all. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. It's something not right about it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right.
I summed it.
Yes, you did.
Close us out, baby.
All right. With that being said, please give this video a thumbs up if you have not already. And if you just enjoy the content, please, as we talked about earlier, leave a comment down below. Share your opinions on Britt, Drew, Portia, Shmia, just the whole entire show.
We'd love to hear it.
Yes. Please and thank you. But even more importantly, please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel.
Really?
Lady Crone and I would both appreciate it.
Yes.
And with that being said, we will see you sunflowers in the next one.
And you know what we have to say to that?
Sunflowers!